looks confident there, Tony. Is that because he's playing against you?
I tell you what, I remember walking out of the dressing room, and obviously a year before this, I was playing for Wolves, so I was watching, these players on Match of the Day, and I'm looking at these top men, and I'm this little young kid just come from the Championship, and I seen Tony Adams, and he just was massive. He looked like too big for the tunnel. On paper, we had absolutely no chance of winning this game.
So you'd signed for Coventry from Wolves. What was it like, your sort of big step up into the Premier League?
Yeah, it was obviously kind of, nerve-wracking really, because I played in the Championship for a couple of years. Did quite well. Obviously a bit anxious, a bit nervous, but I think the best thing that happened to me was we played against Derby, the first game of the season, and we ended up winning 2-0 and I scored 2 goals. So that really settled me down. And then from then on, I found it very comfortable at that level.
I remember at Highfield Road, my first ever game there was against Peter Unlove. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
He destroyed me. Absolutely destroyed me.
He was lightning, wasn't he?
Yeah. But you think about Coventry, it was big crowds, it was a great ground.
It was quite tight, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a great atmosphere.
All right, Telford, guided down well. Good target Rousseau made. McAllister, very open field to the first 2 minutes. Goal for Coventry City. They've opened the scoring.
Was that deflected?
Yeah. You can tell by his celebration. He was great for me in the first few months that I was there, because the understanding that the two of us had together was great. He's a very clever footballer.
Cheapo. Keane lurking on the left this time for Coventry. Attack may be the best form of defence for them. They're 1-0 in front. McAllister responsible for that goal via the deflection off Keogh. Hadji! 2-0! Attack, very much the message for Coventry City.
Some goal, that.
He was a good player, he was. Really good. If you look at the 4 going forward, Hadji, Cheapo, myself, and then Gary, there was a lot of flair there,
What was Gordon Strachan like as a coach?
Gordon was brilliant. He was very hard, but honest, very fair. He would, I've seen him destroying players. He was the one that would get the best out of players. He had every player on that team playing for the team and working hard for each other.
Coventry adopting a really offensive policy, and Arsenal hadn't been able to cope with it.
That Arsenal team, I remember, we went 2-0 up. I think everyone was thinking, what's going on here? I remember half-time, the manager just saying, just keep it tight for the next 15 minutes.
Yeah. It's one of those things that managers and coaches say, innit? Keep it tight.
They always say.
For 15 minutes.
Instead of just going, play the way you've been playing. Yeah. You're 2-0 up. Try and get another couple of goals.
Petit. Kanu. Mark Overmars. Can he line it up? Youngberg is there. Still Youngberg. 2-1.
Dumbo. Should have cleared that.
Scrappy.
Yeah, very scrappy.
Well, the Swede who was trying to score got the better of the Swede who was trying to save.
What was he like, Carlton Palmer?
The pigeon. He calls himself the pigeon. Why do you call yourself? Because I'm always flying around. He was, when I say a character, he'd have like a bottle of red wine every night for his dinner. And I'm like 19 years of age, looked at him and goes, this lad's serious or what?
Did you start with him?
No. He was one of these lads you love around the dressing room,
Yeah. Arsenal voices making themselves heard at Highfield Road. Palmer winning it, Rousseau winning it, Keane! Oh, he scored! How did he do it? Coventry 2 goals in front again.
I would say that's a typical
The good areas where you have a chance to score rather than just knocking them anywhere, It was almost like it was a pass rather than just a header.
Whatever happened to the flick-on? It was a tactic to flick on into the box and get into the... People don't gamble in behind now. There's no flick-ons now, is there? You wouldn't play football like that
because everyone plays the 4-3-3 now.
Yeah.
So when I was playing, it was a 4-4-2. I kind of learned this from playing with Niall Quinn with the national team. His passing and his finishing with his head is the same as me passing the ball on the ground. It's unbelievable. Yeah. And Cedric was a little bit like that, and you see from the goal there. I was lucky to get a nice flick on it, and that was the winner.
Petit. 4 minutes plus stoppage time. No flag. Davor Schuker. Henry in the centre. Schuka might do it himself. Oh, wonderful work. Brilliant goal from the Croatian to keep Arsenal's hopes up. 3-2.
Oh, it's a great goal.
That's a great goal.
He didn't really do brilliantly for Arsenal, did he? But he was good.
He always scored quality goals like
Yeah.
that. He wasn't the quickest, was he? But he was very, very clever.
Hadji. Gustafsson was in there. Now he's trying to roll back, but the Coventry have won it. Big celebrations for Gordon Strachan's side. Coventry's first win over the Gunners for over 6 years.
For my first year, really, in the Premiership, to go and beat them 3-2 was great. When I went there, the wrote was off,
What, because they were signing you?
yeah.
That's nice. Well,
I said, thank God we had Hadji and Cheapo.
that season, you moved from Coventry to Inter Milan. I mean, that wouldn't happen now, would it? Obviously, not where Coventry are, but you wouldn't go from Burnley to Inter Milan. You wouldn't go from that sort of jump, wouldn't it ever be made anymore, would it? How did that come about? How did you end up at Inter Milan?
I remember the manager and Gordon Strachan and a few other people were saying there's a lot of scouts coming to watch you. Yeah. And Inter Milan was one of them. So they were watching me through the whole season, really. And then Gordon Strachan pulled me in after the end of the season and said, listen, we got an offer from Inter Milan. You're going.
Not would you like to go?
No, he said, you're going. And he goes, I don't want you to go. He says, but you cannot turn down an offer like this from one of the biggest clubs in the world. Looking back now, I was too young to go to a team like that. They had like 6 strikers in Ronaldo, Hakan Şükür, Vieri, Rakoba. There's a lot of young players there that we didn't get a chance, really. Listen, we played a few games where we'd be on the bench, come on, and stuff like that. But it's something that the experience I got from that and the understanding to learn, different football and how they eat and what they do when they stay in hotels and day of games and night before games and stuff like that. So it was a good eye-opener for me, and it definitely helped me, I think, progress into the player I think I was.
Right, let's have a look at some of your best goals. Portsmouth, 2004, do you remember it?
Yeah, I do, yeah. Stephen Carr, good right back he was.
Yeah, he was.
Probably one of the best in the Premiership at that time.
Robbie Keane on the turn! Fires Tottenham back in front. Robbie Keane, a goal scorer for the 5th consecutive game.
We played against big defenders. They hate playing against me and Jermaine because we were quite nippy, We watched Jermaine spinning off there. The other defender there is going to Jermaine, and thankfully I got a nice connection on it.
Left foot as well?
I've got a few volleys with my left foot. Have you?
Oh, no.
Have you scored a goal?
No. I never scored with my left foot.
How many goals have you scored?
7. I scored 7.
7?
7, yeah. Portsmouth. You good record against Portsmouth.
Keane. Brilliantly done. Fabulous goal for Robbie Keane.
You notice a lot of my goals spinning off. I wasn't the quickest in terms of over 20, 30, 40 yards, but over 15 yards, I'd always get in there because my movement, I was always gone that split second before the defender.
Michael Carrick?
Yeah.
Wow.
How young he looks there.
Yeah.
So he was a top player to play with. For a number 10, if you like, or someone just playing off the striker, unbelievable. He was so underrated. Them little balls, them 10, 15-yard balls, in between the defender and the midfield player, taking 3-4 players out of the game, he was the best at. Yeah. People think, Michael Carrick, he was a steady player. He wasn't. He was a top-class player, top draw player. I love playing him.
Keane tries to thread it through. Here's Defoe. Clever skill by Jermaine Defoe. And in goes. Oh, yes, it's a brilliant finish from Robbie Keane.
Yeah, I remember this very well because I got dropped for this game and I was fuming. And you can tell by the celebration.
That's a good goal. Shifted the feet. How good was Martin Yole's speech in Berbatov's testimonial? It was the bit for me where he started talking about, right, we can't press from the front because we've got Dimitar Berbatov up front. We can't counter-attack because we've got Dimitar Berbatov up front.
And also he says, how come yous are all here? Because he's got no friends. This is one of my favourite goals.
Brilliant work by Keane. Robbie Keane! Sensational! Sensational! Captain of his country now, a brand new 4-year contract, and a goal like this, glorious!
People always ask me what's your favourite goal. This will be for me.
That'd be favourite goal?
Up there, yeah. Because of the cheekiness of it, and especially against, you know, Robbie Savage there, chipping her over his head.
Yeah.
So it made it even extra special. Chelsea, that was the 4-4 game.
The run of Carvalho's back. Oh, fantastic! Robbie Keane! Unbelievable!
That game killed Chelsea
Yeah.
of the league there. Good assist from Carvalho.
Oh yeah, it's the back. It's a good goal.
That was a good game, that was.
Forward by Agger. And Keane's onside here and scores splendidly. What a strike from Robbie Keane.
Are you frustrated at how it panned out at Liverpool?
Yeah, I am, because, you know, everything was going well. I was going to play myself and Fernando up front.
Yeah.
I thought, you know, dream partnership for me. This him, number 9. He likes to, you know, run the challenge, me dropping off. Perfect. But that, as the first game, I should have known really away from home in pre-season. He played me left wing.
Is that Rafa?
Yeah. Definitely not a left winger. Definitely not a left winger. And I'm not going to get the ball and run up.
I would have enjoyed playing right back against you, actually. I think.
Take them on.
Yeah.
So then, as it went on, I played a few. Fernando got injured. I played a few games, and then when it kind of everybody was fit, then he played, you know, Stevie there, forward as the
number 10.
It kind of left me in the lurch a little bit. So
were you his signing or were you the club signing?
I couldn't tell you.
That feels to me like a manager's making a point when you get a £20 million signing, he puts you out on the left wing.
Possibly. I'm not sure. To this day, I still don't know. He left me at one squad, and that was the end for me. Yeah. You know, I've never got, you know, played for a long time. As I said, I scored a lot of goals the season before, and then, but to get left out of the squad was quite hard to take, really. Yeah. And it kind of knocked me confidence a little bit. So for me, it was just, you know, the writing was on the wall. So I was never going to be sitting around just for the.
Did you ever go and see Rafa about it?
Yeah, I spoke to him a few times. Rafa wouldn't be the one to kind of put his arm around you and go, "Oh, you're brilliant today. You're on fire today." Rather than that, we played West Brom. And I scored 2, and we won 2 goals. Typical mind movement in behind. And then he pulls me into the office and goes, "I know all the papers said that you played well and you got man of the match, bro. I don't think you did." So I'm just going, okay. He goes, "So I want you to," I said, "Well, and for what reason?" "Don't think your movement was that good." I said, "Oh," so I said, "I think my 2 goals was from my movement."
Yeah.
And he said, no, I want you to watch a video. I left the office and then went to the video man's little room, and he's going through the clips, telling me what I should be doing. I said, "Show me my 2 goals there. Don't be showing me stupid little clips that you just pulled out anyway. Any game you could pull them out. It's no problem. Show me the 2 goals that I scored." So he showed me. Where are they from? From movement. Okay, thank you. And I walked off. I just got up and walked off.
Did you play again?
You
got left out of the squad the week after.
Yeah.
Moves in 5 years. Was that just madness?
It was a mad 5 years. Wolves, I wanted to leave because I wanted to play on a higher level. Coventry, I had to leave really because they're getting great money for me, and I wanted to play again a higher level. Inter didn't work out for me, and then Leeds, I expected to stay there. So then to go to Tottenham, 5 years, you're going here then everywhere. I wanted to settle down and be at a club and stay for a long time.
22, Robbie Keane.
Where would you say in your career was most like home as a football club?
I would have to say Tottenham. Just because I felt really settled there. I had great players around me, like people like Teddy to help me and stuff like that, to learn off someone like him. Great manager in Glenn Hoddle. And then we were just getting better and better every year. I could see the progress of Spurs getting better and better. And we didn't win a lot, but it was just a good time for me. I said I felt really at home there.
Yeah.
This game is a very emotional game for me, because this is my father's last ever game to see me play live.
Was it?
He was at the game, yeah, when he passed away maybe a few weeks, a month after this.
Yeah.
But so this is the game I remember, very fondly. It was a special game, special moment for me.
Yogo there again for Everton. Gemmell. That's a lovely ball for McBride. He could get a debut goal for Everton here. And has. Not a bad start, eh?
That was typical us.
Yeah.
You played against, you know,
Yeah,
that's
a lot of space.
A lot of space in the middle. Now, Gary Doherty, to be fair, the Ginger Pella, he was a good player, but he was played up front and centre half. Now, you can't.
At the same time?
He used to play. So he'd get moved up to striker.
Yeah.
And the next week he'd play up front with me. So we never really had a stable back four, really.
No. But every time I played against Tottenham at White Hart Lane, you thought, there's so much space going forward. It's like massive. Where did that mentality come from?
Yeah, I just think it was the Spurs way, wasn't it?
Yeah.
To Everton, man went for the same ball. Davies playing it back in. Payet has equalised. 2 goals in 2 minutes at White Hart Lane.
He was good, Gus.
I did my pro licence with Gus playing.
Did you get a word in?
No, he does speak more than me. But he was infectious, actually.
Anderson shot. Straight at Paulson this time.
Joe Darren Anderton, absolutely brilliant player for England in 96 to 98. So underrated, intelligent, good quality, made great runs.
Yeah.
Just injuries. He had terrible problems with injuries.
I loved playing him.
Yeah, he's a
because
brilliant
he would
player.
always find that pass. And
He was in the Euro 96 team, and I played right back, and he was always in the right midfield, right wing. He was always drifting between them sort of holes.
when he was playing in the game, I knew I would get at least 1-2 chances from him in the game.
Anderton. Great ball for Keane. Keane. And still, it's 2-1 to Tottenham. It's cruel on Everton.
That was the box where my dad was staying in because he couldn't sit outside, so all my family were in that box.
Yeah. How did you get through there, by the way? What's happened? Oh, you just pulled off, haven't you? Like a little... Oh, he stepped up. Oh, he stepped up, and then David Dunn's just gone back in.
That was the ball from Shaggy.
Yeah. Not a lot of people show composure when they're one-on-one with the goalkeeper. You see so many players panicking, but you look in control.
Gemmell. Another terrific ball. It's Watson. Everton are level.
Steve Watson.
Steve Watson, yeah. This is a typical Tottenham game, this, for me. You win 3-2 or you lose 3-2. It was that Stefan Everson with a bad clearance. I don't know what he was doing there.
It's terrible. What was it like playing under Glenn as a coach?
Well, he was good for me because in terms of how he likes to play, you know. Very clever coach. You know, sometimes, you know, too clever for us. You know, he was telling us things that I had no clue at stages. Some of the players didn't. And one game, like we were playing West Brom, and I think we ended up losing the game 2-1 at home, I think. And me and Jamie Redknapp had a fall now because Glenn was, you know, you ever see him doing this on the pitch like this, and like he knows what he's talking about, but we don't. So I'm playing. I went left wing, and apparently I wasn't supposed to be playing there. Jamie was somewhere else. So me and Jamie were really fisticuffs, you know, on the pitch, and then after the pitch in the dressing room. And I said to him, I didn't know what I was doing. And he goes, well, I didn't. I said, why are we having to go at each other? We should be speaking to Glenn. He was good. He was. I don't know what you think of him as a coach when you had him.
No, with the football side was fantastic. I mean, to be fair, we had Terry Venables and then Glenn Hoddle, and they were the first 2 England managers I had. But in football terms, they were the best, the most knowledgeable, and they were English coaches. And you see how like British coaches now get battered for not being tactical and not being intelligent enough. They were intelligent enough. They played in Monaco, Glenn. Terry had been at Barcelona, and there aren't that many coaches like that now, British coaches who've got that intelligence, I would say.
I'm surprised that with Glenn, as someone's not come in from, because his knowledge of the game is unreal.
Bunjevcevic. Bit optimistic, expecting Carr to reach that one. Well, he nearly tackled the linesman there, didn't he?
2 brutes there, huh? You wouldn't want to fight them too.
Now, here's Keane again. Great effort! Great goal! Robbie Keane, Tottenham back in front again. His second of the day.
What's that celebration? Where did it come from?
I don't really know, but I hate watching it, if I'm being honest. When I see it, I start sweating and everything. I hate. When we used to do, I remember we used to do the videos, you know, on a Friday before the game, and show the good bits and the bad bits, and to show the goal from the week from you scored. Yeah. And you used to put the celebration, and I'm sitting there like that, just sinking into my seat. But when you score, you just everything just
go for it. Did it ever hurt your back? Like
no.
Because Because when I do a roly-poly, sometimes...
But where do you do it? Where do you do it?
McBride. Here's Lee Tier. It's gone on to Rudzinski. Yes! 3-3.
Brzezinski was quick. Yeah, actually, I think he could have played for a top club. I think if he was just...
I think with him is that he didn't really know where he played. But he played on the left, he played on the right, he played in the 10, he played in the 9.
Yeah, he's like one of 3 strikers, wasn't he? He never could play in a 2 or didn't play as a single striker. Nowadays, he'd be a wide forward, wouldn't he? He'd just be one of the 2 wide of a single striker. Who was the best coach you played under?
In the Tottenham, it has to be Martin Jol. Very funny, but very serious at the same time.
Yeah.
And he had that Dutch mentality of trying to keep the ball on the ground, very technical. When Martin took over, I think that's when Tottenham really started to be a bit more stable.
Yeah.
Because they were a selling club.
Yeah.
Sacking managers here, there, players always leaving. I think from that moment when Martin came in, you could see the progress of, you know, myself and Defoe and then Berber coming in.
Yeah.
And we started to look like a proper team.
Doherty's clearance, straight to Stones, he's missed it. Keane, could this be his first Tottenham hat-trick? Keane! It is! And this incredible game takes yet another twist.
That is a hell of a goal, that.
It's a good goal because I knew exactly what I was doing.
Yeah.
Stubbs helped me obviously by missing the ball. I got a little bit of luck there. I tried to put it through his legs there, but I seen the goalkeeper going down very early. And the way he slid out as well, he kind of slid like that, so I just think it over.
They've had good centre forwards over the years, the Klinsmans, the Gary Linekers, the Teddy Sheringhams, and now they've got another hero in the shape of Robbie Keane.
The final whistle blows at a relieved White Hart Lane. Time as a Tottenham Hotspur player has scored a hat-trick and Tottenham get a much-needed victory.
Was this your peak of your career, would you say, at this point? Were you getting to like...
I reckon I was starting at the peak of my career.
What age is peak for you then? When you start 2 or 3 year period where you just think, well, I'm at my best here, I've never felt better.
I think when me and Berbatov played together up front, and we had a great understanding. I loved playing with him because he wasn't selfish, didn't run. I did most of his running for him, but he'd get the ball, he'd put you in, and vice versa. So it didn't matter who between the two of us who'd score. We wouldn't go off. I played with players who, if they didn't score and we won, would be fuming.
Yeah.
When me and him we were the same. Yeah. We wanted it as long as we won. If he scored, I scored. I assisted him. We were happy.
I remember him saying once he didn't like kicking the ball hard in training. He couldn't just finish it simply. No. It had to be almost like more beautiful, the goal.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember thinking, it's a deep mind that. He had a deep mind, didn't he, in terms of football and his thinking.
He's mad, Berbatov, because when he was at Tottenham, he wouldn't really speak to anyone. I would speak to him.
He's miserable, wasn't he? He's miserable, wasn't he? I mean, he walks in the change room in the morning, he used to say, come on, Berber, smile.
Yeah, he would never
Shut up, Gaz.
Yeah, yeah.
Shut up, Gaz. Shut up, you fool.
I hear him speak more now on Instagram than the few years I had with him with Tottenham.
Yeah. Your best strike partners? No, you've given me Dimitar Berbatov, but give me another one that you enjoy playing with for a different reason.
Other one for the short period of time that I had with him, maybe 4 years, was Niall Quinn. Just because I was a young lad and I was making my debut for the national team. And then I had this, legend of a person who was a legend in Ireland and one of the nicest men you'll ever meet, that would tuck me under his wing and then would always help me on the pitch. Almost like he was my manager for 3 years to tell me what to do, how to make runs and do this, even though, you use your own brain as well, but he would always put me in the right position at the right time. And then with the goals that I scored for Ireland was mostly from him, little flick-ons, running through. And I learned a lot from him, not just on the pitch, but off the pitch also.
How important was playing for Ireland?
Huge. For me, it's the greatest honour to put that green jersey on. We're always the underdogs, so people never really gave us credit, but we've always done okay. But for me, I think my greatest achievement was putting that green jersey on.